If you have dark hairs and dark eyes, stop trying to look like clean girl because that isn't your contrast. And today we are going to take an example of Monica Bellucci's makeup look because she is the queen of high contrast makeup. So high contrast means there is a difference between the hair color and the skin tone. So most tutorial teaches you how to blend everything away, but we need something contrasting to stand up against the dark frame of hairs and eyes. And here I'm using medium coverage base because if your skin looks too sheer, your dark features will actually overpower your face instead of highlighting it. And if you want some priming effect in your foundation, you can basically mix both of them together. And here I'm using the Studio West foundation from Westside, and it oxidizes one shade darker to the actual skin tone. So here I'm using a lighter shade, and because we are recreating Monica Bellucci's makeup look, so we have to recreate her shadows. So she doesn't really have a soft face, but she had some sort of structure to her face. So to create the same structure, here I'm using little amount of contour because her nose is just so beautiful. And to achieve the similar nose, I basically created two vertical parallel lines, and then I created a mid section, and then I'm blending it with the flat brush. And I kid you not, if you do this exact technique on your nose, people will literally ask you like, have you gotten your nose done? And then I'm moving forward with the concealer, and this step is non-negotiable because our hair creates some sort of dark shadow around the face and we have to bring some light to the center. And notice that I'm first using the exact similar shade of my skin tone to basically conceal the dark under eyes, and I'm blending it with the flat blending brush. And then I'm applying a lighter shade of concealer so that it can provide a highlighting effect, and this will basically force people to look at my features, not just hairs. And if you want your concealer to be high coverage, you just have to let it sit for at least 30 seconds so that it can thicken up and you can basically cover up all your dark circles. And then I'm moving forward with little amount of contouring. Basically, I'm just applying a very little shadow around the face, and she has very high cheekbones, so I'm carving out my cheekbones by making this inverted C. And for blush, avoid pale bubblegum pink blush because that will float on top of your face and look separate from you. So you need something deep that will basically bridge the gap between your skin and the dark eyes. And did you notice how I placed my blush and the contour? It was basically placed upward so that I can get the naturally lifting effect. And if you want your nose to look small, don't forget to apply a tiny bit of blush on tip of your nose so that it will make you look cute as well as it will provide some sort of structure to your face. And then I'm moving forward with little amount of compact powder on my face to set everything up, and always apply powder blush on top of cream blushes. It will make your cheeks pop. Again, it's a high contrast thingy, so people will notice your face more compared to your hairs. And to draw a little attention on the center of your face, you can apply a tiny bit of highlighter on the tip of the nose as well as on the bridge of the nose. And of course, don't forget to apply it on the cheek. Just apply the remaining part because highlighter gives you that texture which I don't really like. So always move forward with little amount of highlighter instead of applying the chunk of highlighter. Just because I applied little amount of highlighter, it's basically blending into my skin so nicely. And now the eyes, this is where the magic happens. For the smoky eyes, you first have to apply a transition shade, and after the transition shade, you have to apply either black or brown eyeshadows just to create the shadow which you will be following while creating your smoky eyes. And here we are going with the smoky eyes because high contrast eyes need some sort of definition, because if you don't apply anything on your eyes, it will disappear and people won't be able to notice your eyes from some distance. So here I'm using this kajal which will create some sort of drama to my eyes, and of course I am creating smoky eyes, so it will help me create the smokiness. So I am basically tightlining my eyes, which is so important. And in order to create the smokiness, you basically have to blend out the kajal we just applied with the thick blending brush, and then you have to apply a black eyeshadow on top of the blended kajal. Here I'm using this Mars Cosmetic eyeshadow palette, and then I applied that same transition shade to give it some more smokiness, and then I applied little amount of highlighter on the inner corner and of course on the bone, eyebrow bone. And yes, finally with the lips, you just have to use at least 2 shade darker lip liner just to introduce some sort of contrast to your face, otherwise it will wash you out. And after using the liner, I'm using this eyeshadow which I used as a transition shade on my eyes so that I can have some sort of similarity on my lips and eyes. And then I applied the Cera Beauty lip oil, and this was it, you guys. And if you're realizing you have learned a lot of tips from this makeup tutorial, please subscribe to my channel because I'm new on YouTube. It will help me grow my channel And thank you so much for watching this video, and of course don't forget to compare my first clip and this clip because this is high contrast.